Merry meet everyone, this is Anastasia Autumnfire and today is day 9 of my 30 days of crafting for Samhain. The craft that I have for tonight you see before you, it's a little hard to see. That actually is a better angle I see now. This is actually a rock that I had given to me, sorry, as you see the stuff I have back here. And it was actually just found along the road, nothing too thrilling. I love this rock for multiple reasons. One, it kind of looks like a crow's beak. I really dig that. But the second is, it is this black color covering this white. And I just love the duality of that. I love the colors of that. As you may or may not know, Hell's sacred colors, sorry about, I'm trying to get other things out of the frame, are black and white. And so when I got this rock, I instantly just fell in love with it and decided it was going to be for Hell. And tonight I got home from a bonfire and was really feeling energy to do something for the goddess. I just really wasn't sure what, and it occurred to me for Samhain that I wanted to put something on my outdoor altar, as well as the candles that I'm making. I wanted to put a rock or something, some sort of representation for both her and Cernunnos. For Cernunnos, I want to get a bunch of oak leaves and tie them together for him. But for her, I really felt like a rock would be good. And I stumbled across this when I got home and thought, oh, perfect, that is exactly what I want. But I wanted to add it, make it a bit more witchy. So what I did was I wrote with silver Sharpie, I know, so witchy, huh? My invocation for Hell that I use. The invocation went a little bit long, so it did have to go around to the white side. I was hoping to leave the white part clear, but because it is such a long invocation, at least writing it out with my handwriting being what it is, it went a little long, so then I switched to a black Sharpie so that it would show up on the white. And actually, I really do like that. Just because it has, well, silver on the black, but that's to represent white on the black and then black on the white. So you still have kind of that yin and yang feeling going on. Some of the words have kind of gotten, you can see the Sharpie's starting to kind of come off a bit. I'm going to wait till it dries and then try to go over it one more time. And that is because after writing it, I then did a little ritual where I spoke the words to the invocation while dressing the rock with my offering oil. So that is that, and I do want to share with you the invocation. This is not my own. It is something that I found online. The website was northernpaganism.org. And this is the invocation for Hell that they have, and I just love it. And I thought it was perfect for Samhain coming up. It's perfect for this representation stone. So on this stone is inscribed these words: Hail to Hell, Queen of Helheim, wisest of wights, keeper of secrets, keeper of the hopes for tomorrow, guardian of souls, implacable one of the frozen realm, half of the face of beauty, half the face of death. You who feed the dead at your meager table, where everyone gets their fair share. You who care not about wealth or status, about fame or fortune, who cares for the peasant equally with the ruler. Teach us that death is the great leveler, and that we need no pride when we reach your halls. Lady who takes away yet holds always promise, Teach us to praise loss and death and the passing of all things. For from this flux, we know your blessings flow. I'm sorry that wasn't the best reading I've done of it, but I did want to share that with you, just kind of going over what all is inscribed upon this rock, no matter how blurry. And again, for me, whenever I write something or inscribe something, if it smudges, if it smears, if it gets unreadable, what matters to me is while I'm writing it, I will say it either very quietly to myself or I'll think each word through. And in doing that, I am putting those words into this rock. I am putting those energies into this rock. Even though it may look smeared to us, it is ingrained into this rock from this point forward. Sorry, I was trying to think of a better word to use than rock, since I had said that like 5 times in a row. So yeah, I absolutely adore this rock. I thought it was perfect to do this project with. And again, I apologize, it's not that long or intricate of a project, but it really has significance for me. So maybe that's the lesson that I'm learning with tonight's craft, is that as long as you take the time to sit at your altar and make that connection, there is no slight, if that makes sense. Sometimes when I sit down to do a craft, since crafting is really how I connect with deity, like when I sit down and I just make, you know, another incense, I kind of scoff at it because I've made incense for so long now that it's almost second nature to me. And I wonder if that's no longer an offering or enough, so to speak. And certainly when I do something like this, I look at this and go, okay, from the outside looking in, it's a rock with some Sharpie on it. And because I used some oil on it to consecrate it, it got smudged. Is this really that great of a craft? And whereas my answer to that is, it's still a very important craft, because although from the outside looking in, it's a rock, for me, while creating it, while writing each of those words, I thought about each word. I meditated on each word. I had that connection while inscribing each separate word onto this rock. I had that connection. And even now as I'm making this video, I still feel that I am very much connected. And that's what crafting is about for me. It is about that connection. It is about that energy. And that is always going to be attached to this rock from this point forward. So whereas someone who didn't take the time to write and put each and every little word onto this rock, might be like, oh, okay, what the Hades is this? It might not mean anything to anybody else. But for me, it very much represents my goddess. It is something that I used to connect to my goddess and will use to represent my goddess. And so even though it's just a small, relatively kind of insignificant practice on the surface, because I put that intent into it, it becomes a huge piece of magic for me. I've said it before, I will say it a million times, it's all about the intent. If you put the significance into something, it becomes this amazing magical piece for you. And that's what this is. It is simple. It is basic. It is something you could whip up in probably, you know, a few minutes. But the minute you add that energy and you give that and push that into that rock, the minute you hold that rock and you're meditating on your goddess and you're thinking of her and visualizing her and thinking of everything she has taught you and been with you through, that gets programmed into the piece you're working with. That object is charged with that memory. That object is charged with that energy. Whatever it is you're thinking connects itself to the object that you're dealing with. I mean, that's why we have psychics that are able to touch things and know what it's been through, know what it has seen, because we put that into it. And that's how you take a relatively simple project or craft and make it this huge, significant, magical masterpiece. Yeah. I'm going to end it there. I think that's really good. That every craft I make, I have some sort of connection, and I don't know that I necessarily not portray it per se, but I don't know that I express it properly in the video, what I'm getting out of it. I worry a lot of times when I make crafts and put them on a video, you're just seeing this is what I did, this is how I do it. And you're not understanding the spiritual side of it as much. Like, you can see where it will connect to spirituality, but you don't, I worry I don't express enough of what I go through to create it. And tonight's craft, I think because it is such a simple thing, I think I'm finally starting to figure out how to put words to the process, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If you like the video, please do click that little like button. Feel free to comment. I love chatting. I love connecting with people, and hearing thoughts and ideas, blinding flashes of insight, all that jazz. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for day 10. Thank you so much and have a very blessed night. Bye, guys.